Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to Let's Learn English. I'm Jessica, and as always, I am so incredibly excited to be here with you today as we dive into another fantastic topic to help you speak English naturally and confidently.
And I'm Daniel. Welcome back, everyone. You know, Jessica, I was looking out the window this morning, watching the gray clouds roll in, and it hit me. We absolutely have to talk about the weather today. It is the ultimate universal conversation starter, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, Daniel. It really is. No matter where you are in the world or who you are talking to, whether it's a colleague at the water cooler, a neighbor at the mailbox, or a complete stranger at the bus stop, the weather is the safest, most common bridge to start a conversation. But for English learners, it can sometimes feel a bit repetitive if you only know how to say, "it is sunny" or "it is raining."
Exactly. There's a whole world of colorful, descriptive vocabulary and idioms that native speakers use to describe the sky, the temperature, and the rain. Today on Let's Learn English, we are going to unpack those secrets so you can sound like a natural next time you chat about a rainy day.
Yes, and let's start with why we actually do this. In English-speaking cultures, especially in places like the UK, Canada, and parts of the US, talking about the weather isn't just about sharing meteorological data. It's actually a social ritual. It's a way of saying, "Hey, I want to be friendly, but I don't want to invade your privacy." It's a polite handshake in spoken form.
That is a perfect way to put it, Jessica. It is a social handshake. And because it's so common, there's a specific tone we use. Often it's a bit of a shared experience. If it's freezing cold outside, you don't just say, "it is cold." You might say, "Brr, it's absolutely freezing today, isn't it?" That little "isn't it" at the end is a tag question, and it's an invitation for the other person to agree with you.
Oh, I love tag questions. They're so powerful for keeping a conversation going. If I say, "beautiful day, isn't it?" and you say, "oh, it sure is," we've instantly connected. It's simple, low pressure, and friendly. But let's look at some of the vocabulary beyond just good or bad weather. Let's start with the sky. What do you say when the sky is not blue but not quite raining yet?
Ah, the classic gray sky. Instead of just saying it is cloudy, native speakers love the word overcast. It sounds a bit more descriptive. If the clouds are really thick and gray, you can say it's looking pretty gloomy out there. Gloomy has this lovely, slightly poetic feel to it, describing a dark, dim day that makes you just want to stay inside with a hot cup of tea.
Oh, I love a good gloomy day for reading books. But what about when it's just a little bit cloudy, with patches of blue sky? We often call that partly cloudy, or we might say the sun is trying to poke through. That's a very visual phrase, isn't it? The sun is poking through the clouds. It gives a sense of hope.
It really does. Now, let's talk about rain, because let's face it, English speakers love to talk and complain about the rain. There are so many levels of rain. If it's just very light rain, we don't say it is raining a little bit, we say it's drizzling. A drizzle is that annoying, fine rain that you think you can walk through without an umbrella, but then you end up completely soaked anyway.
Oh, the drizzle is deceptive. It definitely is. And then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, when the rain is incredibly heavy, what do we say? Learners are often taught the idiom, "it's raining cats and dogs." But honestly, Daniel, when was the last time you actually heard a native speaker say that in real life?
Honestly, probably about 15 years ago, and even then, it was used ironically. Yes, while raining cats and dogs is a classic textbook idiom, it's actually quite outdated. If it's raining heavily, we are much more likely to say it's pouring or it's bucketing down. Or if you want to be really casual, you could say it's absolutely chucking it down.
Yes, chucking it down is so common, especially in British and Australian English. And in the US, you'll hear "it's downpouring" or "we're having a real downpour." It just sounds so much more modern and natural. So, listeners of Let's Learn English, write those down: pouring, bucketing down, and chucking it down. Skip the cats and dogs for now.
That's a great tip, Jessica. Now, what about the wind? We have different words for wind speed, too. We don't just say it is windy. If it's a gentle, pleasant wind, we call it a breeze, or say it's breezy. A breeze is nice, maybe on a hot summer day. But if the wind is very strong and sudden, we talk about gusts of wind, or say it's really gusty today.
Right, and if that wind is also very cold, we might describe it as biting, like, ooh, that wind is biting. It feels like the cold is actually biting your skin. That leads us right into temperature. Let's talk about the cold first, because there are so many fun ways to describe being cold.
Oh, definitely. My favorite is chilly. It's just one step below cold. If you need a light jacket, you might say it's a bit chilly today. But if it's incredibly cold, you might say it's freezing or it's absolutely arctic out there. And a very common, slightly dramatic idiom is I'm freezing my socks off.
Yes, freezing my socks off or freezing my butt off if you are with close friends. It's a great way to use exaggeration, which is a huge part of casual English. We love to exaggerate the weather. If it's slightly warm, we might say it's nice and warm, but if it's hot, oh boy, the complaints start. It's scorching today, or it's a real scorcher.
Yes, a scorcher is a classic noun for an extremely hot day. And then there's that horrible combination of heat and wet air, humidity. If it's hot and humid, we say it's muggy or sticky. You step outside and you immediately feel like you are wrapped in a warm, wet blanket. Saying, it's so muggy che, is the perfect way to share your misery with a coworker.
It really is. Muggy is such a perfect, expressive word. It even sounds heavy and uncomfortable. Now, Daniel, let's pivot to some weather-related idioms that we use in daily life, even when we aren't actually talking about the physical weather, because English is absolutely packed with these, and they're incredibly common.
Oh, you are so right. Weather is such a big part of human experience that it has seeped into our figurative language. Let's start with one of the most common ones, under the weather. If I tell you, hey Jessica, I can't make it to our recording session today, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, what does that mean?
Well, thankfully, you are here today, but if you said that, it would mean you're feeling slightly sick, unwell, or tired. It's not for a major medical emergency, but perfect for a cold, a headache, or just feeling run down. It's incredibly polite and very common in both professional and casual settings.
Exactly. And what about when you want to postpone a plan with someone? You might ask for a rain check. For example, I can't do dinner tonight, but can I take a rain check? This comes from baseball, where a game would be postponed due to rain and spectators got a ticket to come back another day. Now we use it for any plan we need to reschedule.
I use rain check all the time. It sounds so much friendlier than just saying, no, I can't come. It shows that you genuinely want to meet up another time. Another great idiom is to steal someone's thunder. This means to take the attention or praise away from someone else, usually by doing something first or sharing their good news before they can.
Oh, that's a painful one. Imagine you're about to announce your promotion and a colleague announces theirs 5 minutes before you. They totally stole your thunder. It's a very dramatic image, isn't it? Stealing the actual thunder right out of the sky.
It really is. Let's do one more. To break the ice. This is actually what talking about the weather does. To break the ice means to start a conversation in a social situation where people don't know each other well, relieving the tension or awkwardness.
That is the perfect full circle moment for this episode, Jessica. Talking about the weather is literally the ultimate way to break the ice. Well, we have covered so much ground today. We went from the social ritual of weather talk to descriptive vocabulary for clouds, rain, wind, and temperature, and finally to those amazing figurative weather idioms.
We certainly did. To our wonderful listeners of Let's Learn English, here is your challenge for this week. Next time you speak to someone in English, try to break the ice by making a comment about the weather. Use one of our new words. Is it a bit chilly? Is the sun trying to poke through? Let us know how it goes.
Yes, please do. We would love to hear your stories. Don't forget to subscribe to Let's Learn English on your favorite podcast platform, leave us a rating, and share this episode with a friend who is also on their English learning journey. Your support keeps us going.
It absolutely does. Thank you all so much for listening. Keep practicing, stay curious, and whether it's sunny, rainy, or a total scorcher where you are, have a wonderful week. Bye bye for now.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode.